Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balachari.
Article 7.4 on page number 237, AC voltage applied to an inductor. The figure shows the AC source connected to an inductor L. This is a pure inductor we have considered. It has a coil made of copper but has a negligible resistance. And the circuit is a purely inductive. There is no resistance in the circuit, that is resistance of the coil or winding of the inductor is negligible. Let the voltage across the source, AC source voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t. V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Say this equation number 1. Using the Kirchhoff loop rule, that is sum of the potential changes around the closed loop is 0. That is, here when voltage is applied, the current flows through the inductor. So induced EMF is generated according to the Faraday's law. We know that phi is directly proportional to current. Current I flowing in the circuit. When voltage is applied, the current flows through the inductor. So flux will produce in the inductor itself. So phi is equal to some constant called the self-inductance of a inductor. This inductor, it has inductance having the value L. So Li. Taking the derivative d phi by dt is equal to L di by dt. According to the Lenz's law, the induced EMF is a rate of change of flux, and that is minus L is opposite the very cause producing image di by dt. So EMF is minus di by dt. It opposes. If current flowing in this direction, the induced EMF will be in the opposite direction. When current is in this downward, say up to downward, the induced EMF will be again opposite direction. So if current increases, it opposes the increase of growth of the current. If decreases, it opposes the growth of decay of the current. So according to Kirchhoff rule, the sum of the potential changes, that is induced EMF, is minus L di by dt. So V minus L di by dt is 0, or L di by dt is equal to V. Therefore, di by dt is equal to V upon L. That is, V is equal to Vm sin omega t. The V is that is instantaneous voltage at any time, that is equal to Vm maximum, or sometimes it is V0 also called the Vm sin omega t upon L. So di, taking the integration, di is equal to Vm upon L sin omega, then take the integration, that is di is equal to integration Vm by L sin omega t dt. The sin omega t integration of this is minus cos omega t upon omega. So that is equal to minus Vm upon omega L cos omega t plus constant, correct? So integration of sin is minus cos omega cos So sin omega t is minus cos omega t upon omega t का 1 upon omega plus constant. The constant has 0 value. As in the applied EMF, we know the average value of I is 0, and over the cycle of this also 0, so this will be 0. As the applied EMF is a sinusoidal, this function is sinusoidal function, we expect the current also to be a sinusoidal. Thus, average of current I must be 0 over a time period t. Now, over the average of cos omega t is also 0 over the time period. Hence, the integration constant in the equation, above equation must be 0. And again, using the minus cos omega t is equal to sin omega t minus pi by 2, this relation we have from equation 2, current I is equal to Vm upon omega L sin omega t minus pi by 2. Correct? We have to get the sine function as the voltage function. V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to Vm upon omega L sin omega t minus pi by 2. There is a phase difference between these two equations. Therefore, I is equal to Im Vm upon omega L is equal to say Im. Omega L is just like the resistance, whatever play in the resistive circuit, this is in the inductive circuit, it plays. So, voltage upon resistance is equal, this is inductive resistance. So, Vm upon omega L, that is equal to voltage upon resistance is current. Inductive reactance, it is not resistance, its function is just to oppose the current. As the resistance opposes the current in the DC circuit, this opposes the current in the AC circuit, remember. In DC, it will just act like a resistance and that is negligible. But it has a much more effect, important effect in the AC circuit. So, it is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi by 2. See equation number 3. So, I maximum is equal to Vm upon omega L. Put this is equal to Im. So, Im is equal to Vm upon the maximum or peak value of the voltage upon inductive reactance is the amplitude. This is Im is the maximum current or amplitude of the current or peak value, or it is maximum peak value of the current, or I maximum current, or it is the current amplitude also. So, omega L is the inductive reactance of a inductor, and this is just analogous to the resistance. The resistance opposes the current, the inductor also opposes the current. The symbol is XL. WL is equal to XL. XL is equal to omega L. And omega is frequency. That is omega we know, that is 2 pi upon T. Omega is equal to 2 pi upon T. That is 1 upon T is frequency, that is equal to 2 pi nu also. 1 upon T is nu. So, XL is equal to omega L and that is equal to 2 pi nu L also you can write. The amplitude of the current is then Im is equal to Vm upon omega L. Correct? That is equal to Vm maximum voltage upon inductive reactance XL. The unit of XL is just like the unit of resistance, and the dimensions are also same that of the resistance. Now we know from this XL is directly proportional to L. Inductive reactance is directly proportional to the inductance of an inductor, and inductive reactance this is directly proportional to the frequency. So if higher frequency of the current is passed through the inductor, then more will be the inductive effect, that is opposed. Or if inductive value of the inductor, that is inductance of an inductor is more, that is value of the L is more, then inductive reactance XL will be also more. So it depends upon two factors. Now consider the equation 1 and 3. The source voltage, this is a very important thing to understand, and the current. These are V is equal to Vm sin omega t, source voltage is or EMF is. And current, we have already obtained the equation for the current. Im is equal to sin omega t minus pi by 2. You can see that the current is lagging behind the voltage. That is, when we pass the AC current through the inductor and induced EMF generated with opposites, and when induced EMF generated, then current flows. So first is the induced EMF and then current. So whenever there is a change in the magnetic flux linked with the circuit and induced EMF, and hence current flows. So current flows later on, that is lags behind the voltage by pi by 2. Compare these two sine function. See what is the difference. This is the phase difference is minus pi by 2, that is current is lagging or voltage is leading by pi by 2 or 1/4 cycle. The figure shows the voltage and the current phasors at instant t1. These are the voltage. You can see this angle is 90 degree. The current is lagging behind, voltage is ahead of this. Correct? Here also you can see, correct? When the voltage is maximum, the current is minimum, and current maximum is after pi by 2. This is pi by 2, this is pi. So what is the difference between the maximum voltage time and the maximum current time? The current takes more time, that is, it is lagging behind the voltage. We see that the current reaches its maximum value later than the voltage by 1/4 of a period, that is t by 4 or pi by 2 in phase, that is pi by 2 upon velocity, that is, you can calculate this also from the equation. That is, we know that the angular speed omega is equal to theta by t, correct? So theta is equal to, or t is equal to theta upon omega. If theta is pi by 2, that is, and omega is 2 pi upon t, correct? So that is 2 to cancel, pi also will cancel. So this is 1 upon 2, 1 upon, this is 2, that is 4, pi by 2, and this is 2. This is not 1 by 4 t, pi by cancel. So that also you can get from this equation. The theta is angular displacement measured in the radian, that is pi radian, pi by 2 radian. So we have seen that the inductor has a reactance that limits the current similar to the resistance in a DC circuit. These are the phasor diagram. You can see the voltage is leading in phase by pi by 2. This is the I, the sinusoidal Im sin omega t1 minus pi by 2 at t1 time. This is omega t1. This is the voltage phase, and this is the phasor diagram for I. Correct? This is also voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t. These are the projection of the voltage V. Correct? This is the projection of current I. This oscillate. I is equal to Im sin omega t1 minus pi by 2. So these are phasor diagram for an inductance in AC circuit. The graphs of the V and I versus omega t. This is omega t and this is either V or I. This is the voltage, sinusoidal voltage, and this is sinusoidal current. The current is lagging behind the voltage by pi by 2 in phase, or voltage is leading the current in phase by pi by 2 AC circuit. Now we know that we have already seen the inductor has a reactance that limits the current similar to the resistance in the DC circuit. But does it also consume the power like a resistance? Resistance consumes the power. Answer is definitely no. Inductor doesn't consume any power. The average power associated with an inductor can be calculated as under the instantaneous power supplied to the inductor is given by P is equal to current into potential difference I into V. I is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi by 2 and V is the Vm sin omega t, correct? These are the instantaneous voltage and the current. So, sin omega t minus pi by 2, that is equal to minus cos omega t. Therefore, P power in the inductor, L for inductor and P for power is equal to Im Vm cos omega t, this is minus minus will be plus, so sin omega t, that is equal to Im Vm upon 2 into sin 2 omega t, and that is equal to 0. Sin 2 omega t, that is omega is equal to 2 pi upon t, that is t is the time period, that over a cycle t cancel, 2 pi into 2, that is sin 4 pi is 0. Since the average of sin 2 omega t over a complete cycle is 0, thus the average power supplied or consumed to an inductor over a one complete cycle is 0. Correct? Now example 7.2 on page number 239. A pure inductor of 25 millihenry is connected to a source of 220 volt. Find the inductive reactance, that is XL. What is inductive reactance? XL. What is inductor? L. Remember, XL is not L. XL is equal to 2 pi nu L or omega L and RMS current in the circuit. If the frequency of the source is 50 Hz, that is HERTZ is the name of the scientist who produced the electromagnetic waves first in the laboratory. Later on, it was used by the Jagdish Chandra Bose and then Marconi, and he used in the radio for communication also. Who invented radio? That is answer is Marconi, Guggenheim Marconi. Correct. So XL is equal to 2 pi omega L. Omega is equal to 2 pi upon T, that is 2 pi nu. We have already seen that is omega L. XL is equal to omega L, and omega is equal to 2 pi upon T into L. 1 upon T is frequency, that is 2 pi nu L. Correct. So omega XL is equal to 2 pi nu L, that is put the value 2 pi is 3.14, frequency is given 50, correct, 50 Hertz, and into inductance of a inductor is 25 millihenry, that is 25 into 10 is to minus 3 Henry, that comes about 7.85 ohm. The current I is equal to V upon XL, that is V RMS, that V is equal to Vm sin omega t, that is V, or I is equal to I sin omega t, that is RMS value. So V upon XL, that is equal to 220 upon 7.85, that is XL, and that is equal to 25 ampere.